Every morning, you wake up as the same person, same thoughts, same habits, same quiet fears. You tell yourself, tomorrow I'll change. But tomorrow never comes, does it? Change isn't something that waits for you. It's something that demands a part of you to die. And that's why most people never change. Because real change feels like breaking a mirror that's been showing you the same face for years. The truth is, you've grown comfortable with a version of yourself that suffers, but at least feels familiar. And comfort is a prison that disguises itself as peace. So you keep scrolling, keep dreaming, keep saying I'll start next week. Meanwhile, life keeps whispering the same message. Change or be changed. There's a quote that says, "The man who cannot change his mind cannot change anything." But the deeper truth is, you can't change your life until you've faced the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The fears you justify, the relationships you know are draining you, the habits that kill your potential slowly, quietly, invisibly. This isn't about motivation. It's about confrontation. Because every day you delay change, you trade a piece of your potential for a moment of comfort. And one day, you'll wake up, not realizing it's already too late. The people who needed your strength will have moved on. The opportunities that required your courage will have passed. And the version of you that could have lived a greater life will exist only as a memory of what could have been. You think change is painful? Try staying the same. Most people spend their whole lives running from discomfort, never realizing that comfort is quietly destroying them. Not in one big explosion, but in slow, invisible decay. Every time you ignore your goals, you lose a little self-respect. Every time you lie to yourself, you trust yourself a little less. And every time you choose comfort over courage, your potential fades silently. That's the pain of staying the same. It's not loud. It's quiet. It's the kind of pain that doesn't scream, it whispers. And the whisper says, you're wasting your life. But you don't notice it because you've numbed yourself. With distractions, with routines, with excuses. You convince yourself that it's fine, that you're still young, that you still have time. But deep down, you know you're lying. You know that the longer you wait, the heavier the weight of your own inaction becomes. You start to feel it when you wake up, that small emptiness, that silent question. Is this really it? And the cruel truth is, it doesn't take courage to live a comfortable life. It takes courage to break it, because staying the same feels safe, but safety is an illusion. Everything safe eventually dies. Your comfort zone, it's not a home. It's a coffin you decorate with pleasure. And maybe, just maybe, the pain you're avoiding right now is the very pain that could set you free. Because every great transformation begins in discomfort. The seed must break before it grows. The butterfly must destroy the cocoon. And you must face yourself before you can become someone new. Here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not the world. You're both the prisoner and the key. Most people wait for life to give them permission to change. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right sign. But change doesn't wait for permission. It begins the moment you decide to stop waiting. And that's where real power lies, in decision. Not in motivation, not in inspiration, but in that quiet, brutal moment when you say to yourself, enough. Because the moment you decide, something shifts. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your reality. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. This is what Epictetus meant when he said, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. The universe will keep testing you with fear, loss, rejection, and pain. But those aren't punishments. They're blueprints. Blueprints for your evolution. Every obstacle is a message. Grow stronger. Every failure is a question. How bad do you want it? Every disappointment is a mirror. Are you still pretending to be who you were? Because the truth is, change isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world made you forget. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need certainty. You just need one step, one act of defiance against your comfort. One small moment where you choose growth over safety. And that's how it starts. Not with noise, but with discipline. Not with fireworks, but with quiet, consistent rebellion. You rewire your life choice by choice, habit by habit, until one day you wake up and realize you're no longer the same. You become something more. Not because the world changed, but because you did. There's a war inside every human being. Not a war of weapons, but of wills. It's the war between comfort and greatness. Comfort whispers, "Stay here. You've earned it. You've done enough." It offers warmth, safety, validation, the illusion of peace. But behind that comfort hides decay. Because comfort doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about your survival. And survival is the lowest form of living. Greatness, on the other hand, is brutal. It doesn't flatter you. It doesn't soothe you. It demands you. It demands sacrifice, patience, and the willingness to be misunderstood. Because the path to greatness isn't glamorous. It's lonely, repetitive, and often invisible. But while comfort protects you from pain, greatness transforms you through pain. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That's not just philosophy. That's war strategy. Every obstacle that tries to stop you is secretly training you, if you dare to face it. But here's the danger. We live in an age where comfort is worshipped. Our society teaches us to chase convenience, to avoid discomfort, to numb our minds with endless distractions. We've built temples for pleasure and prisons for growth. And the worst part? We call it freedom. But ask yourself, if you can't sit alone with your thoughts for 5 minutes without reaching for your phone, if you can't face silence without anxiety, if you need constant comfort just to feel okay, are you truly free? Nietzsche warned us long ago, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." But without a why, people collapse under the smallest how. Comfort kills the why. It softens the edge of your ambition, dulls your hunger, and buries your potential under entertainment and excuses. So the question is not whether you can succeed. The question is whether you're willing to suffer for your success. Because greatness has a cost, and comfort always asks for the same price: your future. We talk about freedom like it's the ability to do whatever we want, to eat what we crave, to sleep when we feel tired, to scroll endlessly because we deserve a break. But that's not freedom. That's slavery disguised as comfort. Real freedom is doing what your higher self demands, even when your lower self resists. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. It's looking your impulses in the eye and saying, "You don't control me anymore." The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology gave a name. Epictetus, once a slave, said something that shatters every modern illusion. No man is free who is not master of himself. Think about that. You can have money, status, and followers, but if you can't control your habits, your thoughts, or your emotions, then you're still a slave. Discipline frees you from chaos. It turns pain into purpose. It transforms fleeting motivation into unstoppable momentum. It's what separates those who dream from those who become. Because motivation fades, it's emotional, temporary, fragile. But discipline is eternal. It's what gets you out of bed when the world feels meaningless. It's what keeps you consistent when no one's watching. It's what turns potential into legacy. Every time you say no to comfort, you're saying yes to your evolution. Every repetition, every moment of boredom, every quiet victory over distraction, those are the invisible bricks of freedom. Modern society sells indulgence as happiness, but the truth is brutal. Happiness is found in self-mastery. You don't need more comfort. You need more control. Not control over the world, but over yourself. Because the moment you can command your mind, your body, and your time, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You become the architect of your own destiny. And that, my friend, is the rarest kind of freedom left in this world. Every rebirth begins with destruction. The seed must break to become a tree. The caterpillar must dissolve into chaos before it becomes a butterfly. And you must be willing to die as who you are, to be reborn as who you're meant to be. But here's the part no one tells you. Rebirth isn't beautiful. It's dark, confusing, and terrifying. You'll lose people. You'll lose comfort. You'll lose the version of yourself that used to make sense. And for a while, it will feel like you're falling apart. But you're not. You're unfolding. The pain you feel now, that burning in your chest, that voice whispering that you're behind, that maybe you're not good enough, that's not the end. That's the beginning. That's life carving out space inside you for the person you're becoming. Growth isn't supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to feel sacred. Because only when you surrender to the fire can you rise from the ashes. Stop asking when things will get easier. Ask when you'll finally stop running from the hard things that make you alive. The truth is, every great transformation demands a sacrifice. You can't hold on to your old self and expect a new life to begin. So let go. Let the old patterns burn. Let the false identities die. Let the fear scream and walk through it anyway. Because beyond the fear, beyond the uncertainty, beyond the pain, there's clarity, there's peace, there's power. And when you finally step into that version of yourself, the one forged in chaos, tempered by pain, and guided by truth, you'll understand something simple yet eternal. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to become. So when the world goes silent and all you have left is yourself, remember this: you are not falling apart. You are being rebuilt. And when you rise this time, rise unstoppable. If this message reached you, don't let it fade. Change isn't something you wait for. It's something you become. Subscribe for more reflections like this. And if someone you love needs to hear this, share it. It might be the push they've been waiting for.